One of these phones literally puts a screen on the back and stuffs in a 7500 milliamp battery, and the other is Apple's 6.9-inch Pro Max with 4K 120 Dolby Vision and ProRes workflows. Xiaomi 17 Pro Max versus iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you're eyeing either one, drop a comment and let's break down the specs on paper. What's up guys, it's Mad Joe, and today we're putting the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max against the iPhone 17 Pro Max side by side. On paper, Xiaomi comes in swinging with raw battery and a rear secondary display concept, while iPhone leans hard into Apple's A19 Pro platform, high brightness OLED, and pro-grade video modes. For core performance, Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is listed with Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 with RAM up to 16 GB and storage up to 1 TB depending on config. iPhone 17 Pro Max runs Apple's A19 Pro, and Apple officially lists storage tiers up to 2 TB, but doesn't publish RAM numbers in the spec sheet. For display and build, both are 6.9-inch class flagships. iPhone 17 Pro Max is a 6.9-inch OLED at 2868 by 1320, 460 ppi, ProMotion up to 120 Hz, and it lists up to 3000 nits peak outdoor brightness, plus an aluminum unibody with Ceramic Shield 2 front and Ceramic Shield back. Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is described as a 6.9-inch model with a secondary rear screen. Weight is cited at 231 grams, while iPhone 17 Pro Max is listed at 233 grams with 8.75 millimeters thickness, and Apple rates it IP68 up to 6 meters for 30 minutes. For cameras and video, Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is described with 3 50-megapixel rear cameras sharing an f1.67 main and f2.4 ultra-wide, plus a 5x telephoto that uses a larger sensor and a faster f2.6 aperture. iPhone 17 Pro Max lists a 48-megapixel system, 48-megapixel Fusion main, 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and 48-megapixel telephoto with a 4x telephoto that enables an 8x 12-megapixel optical quality telephoto, plus 4K Dolby Vision up to 120 fps and ProRes up to 4K 120 fps with external recording, alongside Apple Log 2 and dual capture up to 4K Dolby Vision at 30 fps. For battery, charging, and connectivity, Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is listed at 7500 milliamps with 100-watt wired charging over the universal PPS standard and 50-watt wireless, and it's also reported to support 22.5-watt reverse charging. iPhone 17 Pro Max doesn't publish milliamps, but it lists up to 39 hours video playback, fast charge up to 50% in 20 minutes with a 40-watt adapter or higher, sold separately, MagSafe up to 25 watts and Q2 up to 25 watts, plus USB-C with USB 3 up to 10 gigabits per second, and it lists 5G, sub-6 and millimeter wave, Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. And in the box, Apple lists only the phone, a USB-C charge cable, and documentation. The standout Xiaomi angle is that rear secondary display, used like a cover display for viewfinder selfies, widgets, and controls. And Xiaomi even has an official Game Boy-inspired case with functional buttons that turns the back into a mini console vibe. The standout iPhone angle is the officially listed video stack, 4K 120 Dolby Vision, ProRes up to 4K 120 with external recording, Apple Log 2, plus the 2 TB storage tier for heavier capture workflows. On paper, Xiaomi 17 Pro Max looks aggressive on the Android flagship formula. Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, up to 16 GB RAM, up to 1 TB storage, and that 7500 milliamps, 100-watt PPS, and 50-watt wireless charging package. iPhone 17 Pro Max stays tight on Apple's A19 Pro ecosystem, with officially listed storage up to 2 TB and a very explicit connectivity connectivity and charging spec sheet. For camera and battery as pure specs, Xiaomi emphasizes triple 50-megapixel with a 5x telephoto setup and a massive stated battery, while iPhone emphasizes its 48-megapixel system with 4K 120 Dolby Vision plus ProRes or log options and up to 39 hours video playback. Xiaomi 17 Pro Max is listed in China starting around 5,900 yuan, reported as 12 GB 512 GB, up to 7,000 yuan for 16 GB 1 TB, depending on market reporting, while iPhone 17 Pro Max in the US is listed at $1,099 for 256 GB, up to $1,999 for 2 TB. And this is not a real-world review or buying advice. It's strictly an on-paper spec breakdown from official listings and launch reporting. Now, tell me, are you Team Xiaomi 17 Pro Max or Team iPhone 17 Pro Max in the comments? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next phone battle.